Boom! Hello everybody. Good afternoon everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is Sunday, May 28th at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So how are you doing? It's been a great day today. So far here in Quebec, very, very warm, very hot weather. This is almost like summer, or this is exactly the same weather that we have in summer. So I hope you are enjoying it a little bit. So welcome to David, Abams, Drew, and Toncap. So this live today is a public live, so we might be getting some new people. So that's basically the intention. So what we are going to do today is a little bit like what we do every single day of the week. We are going to look at Tesla stock. We are going to briefly look at the daily chart, but also look at the weekly chart. So basically, the goal of the weekly live is to look at the weekly chart from a technical analysis perspective. So we do technical analysis here. So the news are great, but the news are not don't always have a direct relationship to the behavior of the people that buy and sell Tesla. And it's the buying and selling Tesla that affects its price. It's not the news that affects the price. It's the people that are acting, maybe based on some news, depending on how they interpret the news, and also maybe based because they just got some money and they just want to buy Tesla, even though Tesla is in a downtrend, and they just want to hold on to it for the future, for the next 10 years. So yeah. So my point is that the news is, it's nice to look at the news to just at least know what's happening. But we mainly we are 100% base our trading decisions based on technical analysis, basically. So this is a live, so you can ask questions, you can write comments, and I'm just going to go along here, and I will look at all of your comments and questions, and I will ramble on because this is what I do when I have time. So when I do my videos every day, I don't have that much time. I don't want to take that much time. I don't want to spend an hour every day. But on Sunday, like right now, I have more time, so I might ramble on a little bit more. So be advised. So let's start. So Tesla closed at 193.17. So that was up $8.70, 4.72% last Friday. So that was a nice day Friday. So let's just review what we have at play with Tesla. We have several things. There's always several things or several patterns at play at the same time. And these patterns help guide us as to what the stock should be doing next, what the stock is most likely going to do next. So, and having that information is important because this is helping us making better decisions than if we only base our decisions on the news or on what the analysts say. Well, Tesla is worth $200. Tesla is worth $300. Tesla is worth no. Tesla is worth $50. And then we are in front of this and we have no clue what to do. And if we research Tesla a little bit, then we are going to understand that, oh boy, this is a great company. They have great cars. They have hardly any debt, blah, blah, blah. So, the stock should be going up. The stock should be going up all the time. It should be like this, constantly going up like this. But is this what's happening? Look at this. Is this what happened since November of 2021? Is this what happened? No. We were at $1,200 at that point right here before the split that happened right here on August. We were at $1,200. and now we are at an equivalent of $600. So people that hold on to this from 1200 to 600, you lost 50% on paper. I'm sorry to say this, but you lost 50% on paper. So this is a great example that even though the news news of a company are great and the company is doing great and everything, there are so many factors influencing the price of a stock. It's not only the news of that stock, it's the interpretation of that news and the behavior that results from that interpretation. And also news about inflation, news about the war, news about everything. So, there's a big melting pot of news, both positives and negative, on the same day. So how can we make sense of what a stock is going to do? I don't know how fundamental analysis or people that base their trading and investing decisions on fundamental analysis, I don't know how they do it. I really don't know how they do it because there's so many things that are contradictory and you don't know which one is going to win. So if we look at at technical analysis, at the stock price, we are going to see the overall behavior of the whole market. So it's like a meteorologist that is looking at the radar map or whatever satellite map, and they see the clouds going in one direction. So they say, the clouds are going in one direction at this pace, so we can extrapolate this and say that in 1 month we should be having this, or in 1 week we should be having this. It's not perfect. But if thing turns around, we see it also, and we can say, we thought it was going to go that way. It changes, so we can make a decision to get out of that stock or get in. There's no negative impact in that. It's not a prediction game. We don't try to predict where Tesla is going to be priced at in September. Nobody knows how Tesla will be priced in September. Just like a surfer does not know when a wave is going to appear in front of him. Exactly. They don't know when, but they are looking out, and when they see one, they jump on it and they surf it. That's it. They surf the wave. Why predict when you can just wait until you see a significant event and you just use that event to detect a new trend? Well, there's a new wave that's coming in, there's a new pattern, then let's just hop on that and surf it. And yes, we would like the wave to last until the shore, but if it lasts halfway through the shore, we still had a run. And if we manage our things well, this is going to this is the same thing that we are doing right here. Okay, let's go into the debt analysis kind of debt analysis. I'm reading the comments here. Let's look at the analysis a little bit. So there are several things that are happening at the same time. Let's just go into the less obvious one. Tesla is into a downtrend. It has been into a downtrend since November 2021. I don't think anybody can argue that when it was at $400 in November of 21. So Tesla is in a downtrend. This is the first downtrend that we have. Tesla is into a second downtrend. This one right here. This is a second downtrend, steeper one, faster one, going down faster. And how do I know this? I know this because I'm looking at the highs. This is a high, this is a high, this is a high, and the highs line up and they give us a velocity down. So this is a velocity down. This is the average velocity down. So we were at $400 in October. So 2 months later, we were at 392 from 412. So you can do the math. It's $20 for every 2 months. This is going down $20 every 2 months. But then it started to make lower highs that were even faster and falling down even faster. So this is the second one right here. And we are still into these two downward channels. So Tesla is in a downtrend. It has been in a downtrend for a long time. But within a downtrend, there's always a channel. And within that channel, it goes up, it goes down, or goes sideways. Up, sideways, down, sideways. You see? It goes up and down and goes sideways. And what we are trying to do here is understand those trends and hop on it. So the most famous one that we got, you can look at my videos in the past. The most famous one that we got was this thing right here. So Tesla came super down and it was at around $100, and then it started to consolidate right here. And we have three criteria before buying into a stock. It needs not to be in a downtrend, because buying a stock while it's in a downtrend is buying high instead of buying low. Because a stock that is in a downtrend, the word says it, downtrend, down, it means that it's going down. So if you buy while something is going down, you are buying high, because tomorrow and the next day and however time that downtrend is going to last, the stock is going to be lower. So you are going to buy high. You can still make money, but you'll have to wait until that downtrend is over, and then it recovers like crazy to make money. If you want to do that and you are very patient, be my guest. Well, you should not be the guest of this channel here, because we don't like to do that here. I don't like to do this. You can like it. You can watch me go at it in a completely different way. I don't mind if you watch me. But this is not what we like to do. So first, a stock should not be into a downtrend. So when we see a downtrend, we can maybe short that stock, we can maybe buy a put, but we won't invest long into it, because we like to be more careful with our money. So the first criterion is that Tesla should not be into a downtrend. So the downtrend stopped. Okay. I spare you of all the details. You can look at my videos. I have been doing videos for more than 2 years. Every single candle, I have a video. Yeah, when I put it this way, it's pretty crazy. I guess I'm crazy, because I have a video on every single candle of Tesla since the past 2 years. Yeah, when I say it like this, I almost think that I don't have a life, but I do. I'm just maybe very diligent. Can I say this? Can I get an amen on this? So yeah, so this is part of the rambling I do on Sunday. So yeah, we need to be outside of the downward channel. So that's the first thing. So we got outside of it right here. We got outside of it on January 9th, 2023. Then we don't buy right away. Well, you can buy right away. I never tell people what to do, because there's, yeah, thank you, amen. I never tell people what to do. You can buy and sell when you want, but I'm gonna tell you when it is less risk. Another amen. Yeah, there's a lag, I guess, between when I speak and when you hear it and when I see the comments. Anyway, but at least I got some amens. So yeah, so when we are outside of a downward channel, then we know it's not coming down as fast. It's just logic. You can buy at that point if you want to risk it. If you buy within the downward channel, then this is the riskiest time to buy, because it should come down. This is, again, what a downtrend means. It's going down. So when it's not going down anymore, when it's outside of a downward trend, then at least you know that it's not coming down as fast and maybe not at all anymore. Then, this is less risky. Thank you, Virus, Tovi, Abams, and Tesla to Mars. So then we are looking for a congestion zone, because what could be happening is that we are outside of the downward channel and then we are just going sideways. And we could be sideways, we could be going sideways for months. So we could buy after the exit of the downward channel, but we could be putting our money into the stock market, while it's going sideways for months. Okay, that's fine if you want to do that. But we have a saying that if we want to just put our money into the stock market when chances are higher that it is going to go higher, then we need to make sure that we are outside of a congestion zone. So we had identified this congestion zone at that time, and I don't have those numbers displayed because I'm doing a little bit of a cleanup. Mr. Z is keeping me honest with my lines that are maybe a bit messy sometimes. So I did a little bit of a cleanup. So the resistance at 125.43, we had identified this resistance as a congestion zone resistance line. And if we were going to get out of it, then we could conclude that, okay, we are not in a congestion zone anymore, so we are going higher. We are starting a bull trend. So yeah. So we had the confirmation right here on January 17th was the confirmation. Boom. We are not in a congestion zone anymore because we just closed above that upper line of the congestion zone. So the upper line of the congestion zone is called the resistance line, and the upper line of a bullish channel is also called the resistance line. So at that time right here on January 17th, we knew that we were not in a congestion zone anymore, so we had de-risked a second time. So not in a downtrend, not in a congestion zone, and we like to have stochastic. Did we have stochastic over 60? No, sorry, I forget. We had stochastic over 60 only. Oh, sorry, I'm mistaken. So we have stochastic over 60 at after the candle on Friday the 20th. I remember now. I bought here myself because that was good enough for me. We were not into a downward channel. We were not into a congestion zone. Stochastic was not over 60, so stochastic over 60, we like to wait for that. We can always break our rules, so I'm guilty of it sometimes. But yeah, if you want to be really sure, downward channel, congestion zone, stochastic over 60. And then when everything was there, so at the worst, you could have bought on Monday, January 23rd in the morning. So that means you could have bought at 135, and then the stock went up to 214. So yeah, so this is an example of how technical analysis can tell us when to buy a stock. When a stock is de-risked enough that we can buy it. If you don't buy it, it's fine, but voila. So yeah, that was a nice rant. It's not a rant, it's a ramble, I guess. So yeah. Then when you decide to sell, that's another matter. So that's an even more personal decision, I would say, than buying. Because when we have our three de-risking criteria, as I just mentioned, then the stock is going higher, and we are at the low phase. So if you want to buy low, it's the time now. Then selling is another matter, because when you sell, you can, after you have entered right here, you can keep the stock for the next 10 years if you want to. It's perfectly okay. And I'm not here to say, well, you should sell it here. I'm not here, I cannot say that, because I don't know what's your financial situation. Do you need that money that you made here? If you need that money, yeah. This was a very ugly candle. I mentioned it at the time. Oh, this is not a nice candle. I don't like it. And then it came down a little bit, and it zigzagged, and it did a bunch of things. So my job here is to spot the patterns on the stock market and tell you what I see, and help you also with the principles. Outside of a downtrend, outside of a congestion zone, stochastic over 60. My stochastic over 60, not any stochastic over 60, my stochastic over 60. This one here, you can pause the live and the recording. This stochastic over 60, a 21 day. This one. So I am here to tell you the principles I found to work. Voila. So this is what I'm here to tell you, and then you decide if you go camping, even though there's a 30% chance of rain. I don't know if you have a good tent, or if you have a $2 million Newell RV. So you might, depending on what you have in terms of RVs, you might make a different decision if you know that it's gonna pour rain. If you have a Newell RV, you might not care that much about the rain. But if you are in a tent, you might care a lot whether or not it's gonna rain, and you might only tolerate a 5% chance of rain, or not even at all. Whereas in the Newell, you might not care that much. So, okay. So let me just calm down a little bit. So we started a big bull trend right here. And we broke outside of a bull trend. So when we break outside of a bull trend, it kind of means that it's not going higher anymore. It's going to go down. We wait for a congestion zone again to just give it a chance to be stuck into a congestion zone, because it happens. It could happen that we stay into a congestion zone for a long time. And here we stayed in the congestion zone one day, and then boom, it fell. It could have fallen for a long time, but it did not. It just recovered. So if it recovers. We need to see it. And act on it. That's it. So right now, we had this downward channel right here, and the same thing right here. So we came out of the downward channel, and for 2 days we were below 176.73. So this is what I called. I called 176.73 as the congestion zone resistance before getting in. And this happened on Friday, May 19th, and then boom, it went like crazy, and then was squished down, but then rebounded, and just a little bit of a squish down right here. So this is where we are right now. So let's talk about where we are right now. I did this preamble because I know that there are some new people here, so I wanted to just lay down on the table what we are doing on this channel. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. And if you are curious, then you can just stay and watch. So right now we are into a bullish channel. So I'm gonna get a bit more technical here. So for the people that are used to me, that's gonna be fine. And the others, then just watch me every day, and things will get more clear. So we have two bullish channel intertwined. It's a little bit hard to see, but I have the lines to show it. So we had the first bullish channel that was quite steep, and then we came out of it, and then we came back into it. So the current bullish channel we are in is this one here. Boom, boom. And if you look at how many times we are touching the support and resistance, touching, 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 you know, I'm not making this up, touching, and it's touching on the other side too. This one is not that close. Touching on the other side, touching on the other side, and touching on this side. So whether or not we are touching it on either side, it's still a valid touch, and it's still telling us that this line is representing what the stock is actually doing. Because a stock does not move like this completely crazy. It does not do this. It has a little bit of randomness, but if you pull back a little bit, if you pull back just enough, you see that it's not randomness at all. It's not randomness at all. And I so like to show this this line right here. I just love to show this line right here. So this is a support line that lasted for, well, it started in May 2020, COVID season, and it stopped being valid right here. Where is it? 2 years later, the stock was still remembering this line, so it started bouncing on that line. I can make it bigger for you. Started bouncing on it, and I'm as flabbergasted as you guys. It bounced on it, and then it went a little bit higher, faster, and then it came down to it, kept bouncing on it. It kept bouncing on it, and then okay, no, I'm gonna go faster, just like the little bird that's getting outside of the nest, and then it's coming back in the nest, and then it's coming outside, and then it's coming back. Boom, 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 and then it's going super fast, and then I'm coming back. So one line that lasted for 2 years. See, bouncing, then it broke, but then it bounced on the other side. Then it broke again, bounce on the other side, bounce. So see, the line is important. It's stopping the stock, and there are many lines that do this. And so my job, again, another part of my job is to draw those lines so that instead of, well, let me just pick any stock here. Instead of just seeing a bunch of candles all over the place, the lines help us make sense of, okay, this is not as random as it looks on first glance. Okay, so okay, let me finish with the daily chart, and then the rest is going to be a lot faster because I won't have to talk about the theory. I won't have to go through the theory for everything that we are going to watch, and we are going to watch Palantir, VIX, QQQ, Dow Jones, S&P 500, Nasdaq, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ripple. So right now, what we need to watch is this. So this is the bullish channel that we are in. If we get outside of the bullish channel, it means that it's stopping this move up. So personally, I'm gonna get out when we cross this line right here. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out faster. I'm gonna get out faster just because I am just because it's my own money and my own decision. If we would happen to go super high, super fast, let's see. Just, I don't think it's going to do this, but just as a explanation, let's say that in the next week it goes to 250. Well, in theory, as Tesla did here, it can follow support, and then at some point it can get away from support. So here it got away from support. So here the stock was at 290 and the support was at 150. So that's almost a 2x difference right here. So if you have the rule that says, well, I'm just going to sell when we break outside of support, it was a little bit painful to see your portfolio go from 280 bucks a share in Tesla to 190. If you can suffer that on paper and look at it on paper, then that's fine. It just recovered and it went even higher. And then it came back down and you would have sold here at 280. So you could have sold here at 280 or something in February of 2021, or you could have sold at 280 1 year later. So 1 year where Tesla did nothing. So personally, even though we are still above this bullish channel, personally, when a stock goes super far away from the support, I'm not going to wait until it comes back to support before selling and pocketing some profit. So personally, I will kind of up the stop loss a little bit. So if it goes like this and starts to stabilize, I'm going to identify this as, okay, this is a congestion zone that's happening right here. This is a congestion zone, it's going sideways, and this is the parameters of the congestion zone. So I'm going to sell when we are outside of this congestion zone. I'm going to just sell because I don't want to hold a stock that breaks the support. If it breaks this support, I will sell. You know, if it had done this and done this, I would have sold here. But it was so strong that it went super high, super fast. And then it decided to do a congestion zone, and then it broke support. So this was so far away from this that I decided to sell at that point. So depending on the patterns that are appearing, I might decide to sell sooner than the current bullish channel that we are in. This is a bullish, whoops, sorry. This is our bullish channel right here. This is the bullish channel. But so far it's still staying within it. And if you watch me every single day, then we'll see together if it starts doing something like this and then wants to come back. And then I'm going to tell you, well, okay, this is a congestion zone. And then at some point I might tell you, okay, we have broken the support. You can do what you want. You can sell, or you can just let it come down and suffer it on paper. That's fine. And then it should be bouncing on that support and continuing again. So, okay. One last thing. We have this downward channel that's still active. Let me make it a bit lighter. So this is coming. So we need to watch what is going to happen with Tesla as we get close to this here. As we get close to this. So right now we are in the let it ride kind of thing. We are in the let it ride. We are in a bullish channel. If it drops outside of it, we should sell. Well, I'm gonna sell. You can do what you want. I'm gonna sell. If it goes even faster, super high, then I will find a higher support to sell from, because my name is Daily Trader, so I'm not an investor. If you are an investor, you can buy Tesla and keep it for 10 years. You can do this. You can do that, and it does not take much knowledge. Just that Tesla is a good company and it should go higher. It does not take a lot of knowledge, and it's not how it's not optimal. It's not optimal. Because if you are an investor and bought, let's see here in 2020 and held all along, well, you bought here and we are here, so you made maybe $130. Whereas this big move down was it $130? No, it was not quite, but this big move down, after having gone up, that's a lot of money right there. That's a lot of money right there that you left on the table. You see what I mean? Every move up, you are leaving them this move up too. So if you add up these moves right here, then these moves, this is what a trader likes to catch. So if you add up these moves, boom, 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 they kind of add up to more than this. Like, I buy and I hold. Sure, you buy and yeah, you will make money. This is money. This is money. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the money. You catch my drift. So yeah, that's what a trader likes to do, to catch those moves up and then some of the moves down too on top of it. So yes, it's not possible to catch absolutely everything exactly bottom top, but we catch the trends. We catch the trends. So far with Tesla, let's just write this. I don't know how far it's gonna last. This ride is going to last, and nobody knows. Yeah, I need to stress this. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Oh, I calculated an Excel spreadsheet, and Tesla is worth this much because of the discount. The discount stuff. The net present value, blah blah blah. Okay, well, sure. Did your Excel spreadsheet with your net present value saw this happening? No, it did not see this happening. It did not see this big drop happening. Well, yeah, okay, I'm gonna dollar cost average into it. Okay, well, as I said, this is a downtrend. It should going down. It should keep continuing going down. If you buy into a downtrend, you are buying high. You are buying high. You are not making any money even on paper. You are going to make money once it goes up as high as 400, maybe in 1 year or 2 years. 2 years. It's just a different philosophy. Just a different philosophy. Yeah, sometimes I make fun of the fundamental daily cost averaging people, but it works. It works if the stock goes back up. If it never goes back up, it does not work, because you are buying high as it goes down, and if it never goes high up again, you're screwed. You are screwed. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the comments. So let's just be careful with this one here, and let's just be careful with 214, and then yeah. And because we entered at 176, we basically entered at 176.73. So far we are in profit. And, if it would come down like this tomorrow, I don't think it will. If it would, I would tend to sell below 176.73, but I'm hoping that it's going to go sideways and that I'm going to sell on this support right here. I will be personally using, most likely, unless it goes super high, super fast, I will be using this channel support as a stop loss. There is a question here. So I will use this one right here, because yes, we have a steep channel, but we have also a less steeper one that is still quite valid. So I'm going to give Tesla some chance, a little bit of leeway, and to me this is a nice support to get out of Tesla. Unless we go a little bit higher and we do a congestion zone like this, if we start doing a congestion zone and then we break the support, then this is a break of support to me, and this is a going sideways. So to me, it feels like it's the right time to sell. But right now we don't see any evidence of a congestion zone. So to me, so far, this is the support line. Okay, so let me go to the comments. Hello, David. MDW, what does that mean? Hello, Abams. Tesla to the moon. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Is there ever a temptation to discount a trend if there is a clear macro or scheduled positive, negative event, or does your quote? Yes, there's a temptation to jump the shark, to jump the gun. There is definitely a temptation to do this. If you succumb to that temptation, well, you can succumb to that temptation if you want. I sometimes do, and when I do, I tend to just go lighter, because there's a higher risk. If a stock has not broken a resistance, but I have a feel like it's going to do it, I'm not following my own rules. I'm breaking the rules, so it's riskier. It can still work fine. It's riskier. So because it's riskier, I behave differently. So I might buy an option versus buying a stock, because when you buy an option, your out-of-pocket expense is a lot lower, so your risk is a lot less. So yes, you can succumb to the temptation, but if you do, just manage that risk accordingly. So you could check your chart a little bit more tightly. Instead of checking it every day, you can check it every hour, just for that day, just to try to mitigate that risk a bit. For instance, debt ceiling fight resolved. Do you carry any kind of expectation of what will do to the markets? I did not watch the news, but I was hearing that they were very close to having it resolved. So to me, it won't change anything. If it's resolved, as you tend to mention, or as you tend to suggest, then we are still in a bull trend in Tesla, and we are still in Tesla. So it won't change anything for us. It will just make the stock maybe go higher faster. So in this case, there's no impact. This news is not going to have an impact, because this news is or this expectation of a news is not going to create a new pattern. The new pattern is already here. We were into a downtrend and we had a buy signal. So we are safe. We don't have to make that decision. But if we did not have this at this point, and if we were, I don't know, on this candle right here last Friday, and we had heard this weekend that the debt ceiling stuff is resolved, then first it would have been too late. But Monday, we could have seen a candle like this, and which would have which would have obeyed to our criteria, and we would have bought just because of the lines. So it would have had nothing to do with the expectation of the debt ceiling stuff. If okay, I'm going to give you another example that might help a little bit better. So if the same candle happened on a Wednesday, or no, let's say, so sorry. If this candle is like this on a Wednesday at noon, and you are hearing news that the debt ceiling is going to be resolved very soon, then that would be a temptation to buy something, or buy into Tesla, or buy some calls in expectation that this is going to happen. So in that sense, you can, how can I say this? If you are only obeying the lines, it's safer for you. But sometimes going on a hunch will get you into a stock at a lower point if you are right. You won't be right all the time. You won't be right all the time, but the time where you will be right, then you are going to be happy, and you are going to, we say in French, se péter les bretelles, which is, look at me, I have my suspenders, and I do this with my suspenders because I'm proud of myself. So, yeah, I don't know if I answered, but I think I spoke around this issue enough, and I think it's clear. I mean, I'm long 167. Perfect. 167 is great, actually. It's absolutely great. So it means that you have gotten in outside of the bullish channel. So perfect. You jumped the gun a little bit. It was a little bit riskier, but it paid off for you. So you are in at 167 instead of 176. So you have $7-8 in your pocket. Usually Tesla can't maintain such a steep ascent and will retreat. If it does, do you have an educated guess? Well, yeah, as you say, well, first, this is steep, but it's not too bad. You know, this was steep here. This was steep, and it lasted a couple of weeks. This is a little bit less steep. So I don't fear that steepness as much. But we should watch this, because this is our downward channel. So this is more of a concern to me. Okay, I sold my Palantir. Yeah, we are going to take a look at Palantir soon. Almost at the bottom. Yeah, me too. I'm shocked. You're so nice. So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, we got some amens. Thank you, DA Thor. I like your picture. 134. Yeah, thank you. Where we go from here and sell indicators. Yeah, as I mentioned, just bullish channel support is your sell indicator. Yeah, I spoke about this. Yeah, thank you. Have you raised from 173? Raised. Not sure what you mean. If you can see the numbers and listening to this. Raised. Do you give any value to shouting and uptrend? I know it's not easy and need a lot of knowledge. If you do that. Shouting and uptrend, I'm not sure what you mean. Shouting. Okay, you sold at 191 when we hit the less steeper resistance. I wasn't sure about the more steep channel, was very narrow. Okay, you sold at 191. Well, okay. If you want to sell a little bit sooner, if you want to re-enter afterwards, switch to the 1 hour chart. So I don't know where you sold. Okay, yeah. You sold, maybe you sold at around 191 right here, right? So that's fine. It's perfectly fine to sell and pocket a profit. That's perfectly fine. Then assuming that you sold right here on the 1 hour chart, you are going to get a lot more resolution, and you should wait for a pattern to get in. You should not get in, you know, if you sell here at 191 here, you should not just try to buy on the daily chart, because you know, there's no pattern there, because stochastic was still over 60. So there is no specific technical event that happened. There was no break in. There's no break in resistance to really tell you, well, okay. There was a break in resistance at 180 at 187.41, but it's better to switch on the 1 hour chart. So let me say this again. So if you sold here, you know, you sold here, perfectly fine. And on the 1 hour chart, you know, this was a, you know, very, you know, it was a steep bullish channel, and then it fell out, and then there was a support line and it fell. So great, you sold at 191, and then it fell down, no stochastic over 60, and then it started to go into this congestion zone as soon as it went through that, you know, as soon as it went through this one right here with stochastic over 60. So this was your time to get in at 186. At 186 some, boom, you get back in and you catch the next wave. So if you need to re-enter, you need to go into a smaller time frame, like on the 1 hour chart, and then you reapply our rules. You know, it needs stochastic over 60, it needs to break a horizontal resistance, because this was the diagonal resistance right here. So, you know, it broke that, and then it broke the congestion zone, stochastic over 60, and you could have jumped that gun a bit, and boom, you would have been in there. And then you can stay in it as if you had never left. Or you can play it on the 1 hour chart from this point on, you know. Okay, let me clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna finish the comments, and then I'm gonna blaze through the weekly chart and everything. How have you divided your position between Tesla? Okay, let me see. I don't have much Bitcoin and XRP. I have a couple of thousand. I have a couple of thousand in Bitcoin. I don't have anything. A couple of $1,000 and not Bitcoins. I wish I had. So XRP, I don't have anything. Tesla, I have a 75% Tesla and 25% Palantir. And I have, and you know, a secret I have here, if you're looking at my watch list and you see a green thing here, then I have some of, you know, I have a position in those things. So I have a position in NBM, Neo battery thing. Yep. Meditation ambience. I love your AI picture. I do believe in Tesla long term. And I believe that even when it went from $1,200 to $300 right here, I believed in Tesla long term, but it's not because I believe in Tesla long term that I should suffer its stock price being divided by 4. I am not going to suffer that. I don't want to suffer that. So I am not a pure investor. So I won't suffer it. I'm sorry, Tesla, but I won't suffer that. I thought it would bounce off of that resistance and was hoping to rebuy at 185, but broke clean through. Yes, as I said, it broke, Yeah, the best way is to look for a pattern. So this was the pattern right here. And when it breaks the pattern, that's your cue. No one knows how high will Tesla go this week, but can you give me your best guess? At a few points against continuing new highs, that it's at the top range of the Bollinger Band. Okay. Well, I'm just going to revert to our bullish channel. So if things are going very well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we should be at around $200 at the end of the week. If things are not going that well, so this is our bullish channel right here. This is the current bullish channel. So it should be zigzagging right here. If it's not going that well, we could be at 187 at the end of the week. So that's the realm of possibility. This is why we have these channels, because they are telling us where we should be expecting the stock to be in the future. And those trends can last a long time. So, we have maybe, I think we had this one right here. So, this downtrend lasted, I will say, from August to January. So that's a 4-month trend, and it was pretty right. Yeah, to me, top range does not necessarily mean that it's coming down. To me, it does not mean that. Breaking a support means that it is going down. But being top range, I don't want to jump the gun like that. Top range is just top range. If you think that top range it's going down, well, it could be going, it could be going down to the support. Okay, but it could still stay top range for a long time. So top range is, I don't know if I have an example, but top range is not necessarily a bad thing. So I tend not to speculate that, okay, because it's overbought, when we are using our indicators, when it's overbought, well, okay, I like it when it's overbought because it means that there is a big push. So I really like that. So top range to me, plus the 200-day is still above us. Okay, the 200-day is still above us. Okay, this I can get behind. We are above the 21-day. The 21-day moving average is here in blue, and we are above it, so that's a buy signal. And eventually, if we keep going higher and higher, we are going to break the 200-day moving average. And eventually, Tesla is going to be at maybe $1,000. So I'm not sure what your point is. We know that Tesla is not in a clear field, in a clear field, because there's this downward channel right here. So I'm more worried about this than the 200-day moving average. A moving average is kind of blind. A moving average is blind. It's just a calculation. It's just a calculation. It's an average. It's just an average. I can drown in a river that has an average of 6 inches deep. I can drown in it because there's a portion of it where it's 30 feet deep. So I'm just trying to make fun. I'm not trying to make fun of this, but I'm just trying to point out that we have an upswing here. We are into an upswing, and I'm not if this upswing lasts for months, I will be super happy. But I don't know. Nobody knows. And we know that we are going to have a bump right here, a speed bump, and we need to know what is going to happen at this point here. And if it starts to come out of it here, if we bounce on this and start to come down, that's fine. This is let's say here, this is going to be a sell, and the buy was at 176, and the sell is going to be maybe at 190. That's fine. This is profit. That's fine. Profit is fine. It's not the best profit in the world, but I don't care. I surfed the wave and I took a ride. And I did not go backwards. I went forward. I intended to surf the wave and go and move forward, and I did. So that's it. I'm happy. Okay, that's fine. Thank you to you too. I sold Tesla calls. Okay, June 9th, Tesla calls. Yeah, this is why you want to know. Tesla calls at 210. 210, that's okay. June 9th, so that's next week. A little bit farther than next week, maybe. So I will do this. So June 9th, and you are at 210. Okay, so you are following our channel right here. So you are here. Okay, so yes, I would be surprised that we are following this upper channel until June 9th. I'm gonna give you that. We could be following it for a little bit of a while, but we should be zigzagging into a bullish channel. So chances are that we might not be hugging it for 5 or 6 days. So sold 220. Yeah, the 220 are even safer, of course, and 360 are safer even more. Oh, in January. Well, do the channel thing. It's only the channel that can tell us what is most likely. And if we go higher and steeper, then we have another channel at play. So you are in November, in January. Wow. So you are in January and you're at 360. Yeah, I think you're fine. No, sorry. I don't know. I cannot predict the future unless I can only extrapolate. I can only extrapolate. If we extrapolate this one right here, so in January at 360, it's not nice for you, but we are if we are following this less steeper one, then you will be okay. So okay, so I get now your intention in your other comments. Yes, this is steeper. So you could be safe. I don't know, but you could be safe. Okay, sorry. You sold on the 26th of May. Okay, 26th of May. Okay, where was I? 26th. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, you sold on 26. Okay, you mean you sold at 26th of what? Sorry, on you sold on 26th of May. So you sold on Friday at 191. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm not sure exactly when you sold, but because you know on that day we had this move up, and then it went like this. Okay, so maybe you sold right here when you saw it come close to this resistance, right? If it comes close to okay, it came close to that resistance and you sold. Okay, and then it went through and then it's falling back. So well, let's see what it does, because it's not clear what it does. So far it's coming down. It's coming down. It seems to be bouncing a little bit. So you can wait until it breaks this one here at 198 and get back in, or if it does another pattern, you know, if it does something, a pattern like this that you can identify and it breaks it, then you can enter a little bit earlier. Anonymous name, I cannot say. I don't predict the future. I don't predict what is going to happen. I just look at the patterns, the different patterns that I see, and when there's a change in pattern, then maybe there's opportunity for us to act on it. Would you sell some cash secure puts here at say 175? Would I sell cash secure puts? 176 is a decent support. It's a decent support. Boom, 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 boom. It's a decent support. So yes, that's decent. Yeah, that's pretty decent, I would say. Okay, perfect. So let me now breeze through the weekly charts. Okay, so bullish on the daily chart, bullish, and we are going to have to wait for this week to see what's happening on this big major downward channel that we were in. We need to watch that. Then weekly chart. Where's the weekly chart? Yeah, okay, great. So the weekly chart of Tesla is also bullish. So when we have the weekly chart that's bullish, then usually the daily moves last longer. So it's possible that we break. So the chances are higher that we break the downward channel that I've just talked about on the daily chart. That's very nice. And we also have DMI. So look at the bullishness on the weekly chart of Tesla. It's pretty bullish. So this increases the chances that, again, the daily chart moves get work for longer. Great. That's great news. We should celebrate. That's great news. Let me look at Palantir now. So Palantir on the daily chart. Yeah, this is on the tear. This is absolutely great. Great. So Palantir is redeeming itself. It's this is very steep. This won't last a long time. So in this case, how can I say this? The bullish channel is very tight. Yeah, let's just write this, and of course we can sell when it gets outside of this and pocket the profit, because this is very steep. So this is very steep. It would be too bad to leave money on the table. Weekly chart wise, everything is bullish. Everything is super bullish. So this is giving me hope that the move we have on the daily chart might last a little bit longer than if we had not had the same bullishness on the weekly chart. So weekly chart, Palantir, bullish. Let's look at our VIX. So VIX, we don't have stochastic over 60. We had it during the week, so the propension was that it was going to go higher. Then we have the big reversal. So this is trending down. This is trending down on the daily, and weekly wise, we still don't have a weekly downtrend. So this goes to show that when the weekly is not there, the daily can do a little bit of a move, but then it should not last. And this was true for the last 3 times. QQQ going higher and higher, broke 33.8. You know, this was a big resistance right here. So this is continuing super bullish. Weekly wise, super bullish too. So QQQ bullish also. Dow Jones not bullish on the daily. It's just in the sideways. It's just going sideways, and it has been trending down a bit. Weekly wise, we lost stochastic. So not much bullishness. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So the big economy. What is into the Dow Jones? This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. If we look at the companies that are part of it, it used to be the big railroad companies and stuff like that. So right now, what do we have? We have Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, Intel. We have some technology too. So it's not that industrial. Disney, Walgreens, Visa. Okay. So I was maybe thinking that they still included a lot of those railroad companies and steel, aluminum, and stuff like that. But IBM, Chevron. So this is not going. This is going sideways. So that's not super nice. This is not super nice that it's going sideways. So this is kind of telling us that it's not the whole economy that's going well. We have those 30 that are just going sideways. So we need to be aware of that. S&P 500. Let me see I don't remember what it was on Friday. So S&P 500. Okay. It's trying to get outside of this congestion zone at 41.93. It's trying to get outside. So we have a break here, and we had another break not too long ago, but that did not work. So we have a double resistance for those that are used to the channel. We have a double resistance. So S&P 500, doing a little bit better than Dow Jones. Yeah, doing a little bit better. We have a nice weekly stochastic, so we should be going higher. We should be going higher here for those S&P 500 stocks. I wish that Dow Jones would be following the S&P and the Nasdaq. Nasdaq Composite. Look at this. It stopped at 13.013. It stopped there. Very bullish. Look at stochastic at 99. Whoops, sorry. I was on the weekly, but it's the same thing on the daily. Stochastic is great. So maybe Dow Jones is going to recover eventually also. But S&P and Nasdaq are looking good. They are close to breaking resistance. S&P has broken it, but no. We are still in a double support because it did us. It fooled us once. So we are creating this double resistance to show that we don't want it to fool us again. Gold. So gold dropping, and it's gonna stop. We had bullishness on the weekly gold, and this is almost fading. So maybe the good days of the gold run are over. Silver, this is down weekly wise. It's also becoming down, so silver is going nowhere. Bitcoin recovering. We got stochastic back, so you know, see how it was so hard right here. It was super hard. It worked for 2 weeks not to get too much down. It worked a lot, and this is looking nice. Weekly wise, it was always nice, so that could tell us that the daily was still great. Was just temporary because weekly was fine. And then Ripple's going great. Look at this. Great. Ripple, great stochastic here. We should break 0.47. If we break that, then it's going even higher. Weekly wise, we just got stochastic over 60 back. So yes. So Bitcoin and so the cryptos, the cryptos are bullish. And last one is okay, USD, very bullish here. Weekly wise also very bullish too. Okay, so let me just do you know, I'm sometimes a pain in the butt. Let's look at Nvidia just for fun, because we have been hearing a lot about Nvidia in the you know, this past week, and I just want to touch up on something, and then and then this live is going to be over. So Nvidia, you know, they had a great earnings, you know, 18% surprise earnings, and in revenues 10%, and then the stock shot like this. We cannot buy here. There's no pattern here. We have a big gap. You know, we have a big gap. This is very risky to enter here. If you enter, put a very short stop loss in case it drops. 375.85. If you want to give it 366, you make a decision, and you just put a very short stop loss, as I said, a very close stop loss, because this is a sudden move, and technical analysis is great at patterns, you know. This is a pattern down, and the pattern trend started here. This is a pattern. This, we don't know what this is yet. If it continues high like this, then we are going to have a very steep bullish channel that won't last a long time. And if it drops down, then it's going to do something else, and we are going to maybe have a fourth speed, because, you know, this is the first speed right here, and then a faster speed, and then a faster speed, and then a fast. So we cannot do anything with this. If I want to get in, I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna do a very close stop loss. Palantir did something a little bit similar. So Palantir did this big move up, this big gap up, because of great earnings here. But Palantir had been higher in the past. You know, it had been higher in the past. I think that sorry, maybe Nvidia had been, was it higher in the past? No, it was not as high in the past. So, you know, this is uncharted territory. We don't know what it is going to do. So Palantir, Palantir here, you know, when it did this big move up on May 9th, I heard about it. I was not watching it. I heard about it. And then a couple of days later, it bounced. And then, you know, we had some history here, you know. Oh, okay, it has broken something at 905. Stochastic was over 60. It was in the bullish channel. So, you know, we had some information. It had just broken a pattern right here. And then, you know, it maintained itself for 2 days before starting to go higher. So you could have bought right here at $10 at 10.49 to catch that wave. You know, this was more catchable after 5, 6, 7 days after the fact. It was catchable and you would have been in profit. Right now, and Nvidia is okay, it has 2 days up. You can flip a coin, you know, is it going to come down or is it going to continue, or is it, you know, you can flip a 3-sided coin. Nobody knows what is going to happen. It needs to do a little bit more pattern. It needs to tell us. It needs to give its hand. It needs to give its hand. We cannot peek at 2 candles like this. Okay, I'm going to end this after this question right here. So, à la prochaine, Tesla, Theta. And can the debt ceiling be a buy, the rumor sell? Yes, yes. This is not technical analysis if you do this, but it could work. So, the debt ceiling has always been resolved at some point. So, why shouldn't it get resolved this week? So yeah, you can buy any stock and any stock might go up because of this. So this is not technical analysis, but we should just be clear in our heads that this is speculation. Well, this is speculation. Yeah, this is kind of speculation because we don't know, but chances are that yes, and this should have an impact on the market. But we already had our change in trend right here, and we are into this bullish move. So right now on the channel, we are already positioned to capture any upswing coming from the debt ceiling news. Not today. I won't go through all of the indicators today. You can watch me every single day of the week. It's free. It's free, and I do this. Well, essentially, I go through all that I have gone through every single day after the close, and this is free. You can watch this. Clueless. Market is way too bullish. This TA don't show that. That's not true. That's not true. The markets are into a downward channel. This is a downward channel. We are in a downward channel, Clueless. And we are into a second downward channel, Clueless. So we are going down. Temporarily, we are going up. But overall, we are still going down. So you need to qualify your statement when you say that market is too bullish. You need to talk about a specific time frame. A bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is when we break support. If we break support, it's bearish. If we don't break support, it's not bearish, it's bullish. So thank you very much, guys. So I hope that I hope that you like this. It was it was interesting. We got lots of comments, so I got to explain. You know, this is helping me think things out loud. So this is why I'm doing this channel, to help me think about stuff. So I'm going to wish you a great rest of the weekend, and I hope to see you on the channel every day of the week. So have a great rest of the weekend, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.